You can relate with me if you're going through a divorce, if you grew up with a mother with mental illness, if you felt abandoned as a child and you didn't get the nurturing love that you believe you deserved. I understand you. I mean, I could tell you my deepest, thoughts and my, the life that I live so you could, feel that you are not alone and I could pull you out of that darkness and bring you to the light. I understand that you were looking for love and all you wanted to do is just basically be obedient, right? And find love and get married and do it right. Right? That's what I wanted my whole life, Just to, eventually get married, wait until the time is right to meet the right man and, live the life that the Lord has for you. But when you don't have a backbone, when you don't have a father figure, if you were abandoned, emotionally, meaning like you had a family member, you had your mother or father, but you felt neglected, I'm sorry to say, but the enemy is going to have a hold on you. And that's exactly what happened with me. Now that I am in the other side and I could see, why the enemy had a foothold in my life is because I didn't have a strong foundation in the Lord, and everybody is like realizing that if you do not know your identity in Christ, if you really do not trust the Lord, you will be deceived and you will be manipulated and influenced by other people, including family, men, even wherever you're at right now. Say, for example, if you don't have a true foundation in the Lord, you're going to be confused. You're going to be uncertain of stuff, And that is not where the Lord wants you to be. I want you to know that your mindset is everything. Your mindset, your emotions, your habits. I had to really come to a realization as a single mother now, because out of everything that I've told you that I've been able to overcome, I've overcame divorce, I overcome feeling lonely. I had to learn how to be on my own as a single mom and not feel ashamed by it. I had to walk knowing that I'm walking with Jesus, that He is with me, and that I will be misunderstood. I will be misunderstood when I start putting boundaries with families and friends. But the Lord told us that He does not want us to tolerate anyone that is going to disrespect us, that's going to cross boundaries with us. That is not a way of being a believer in Christ, because when you're a believer in Christ, you're going to do things just like Jesus or better, just like how He said in the Bible. So when you learn who you are, in other words, believe who you are in Christ, you are a whole new creation. You walk with His love radiating through you. So if you're going through something, if you're at a place where you just know that there's more, it's because you have a hole in your heart that you haven't allowed the Lord to fill in, because He's the only one that could fill it in for you. As a single mom now, I am not looking for love in the wrong places. I am taking my time until the Lord sends me my future kingdom husband. I am not in no hurry. I've been divorced for about 7 years. I've been on my own for 7 years, and I am okay with that. I've learned to accept that long time ago, and I want to share my journey since I've been divorced for the past 7 years. I'll tell you this much, that if I would have the mentality that I have now, I could see why it led me to the life that I have now because of my childhood. So if you have any kids, female or male, it's important for them to know their identity in Christ. It is vital. It is the most pivotal moment of their lives when they're children. If they do not feel the love of the mother, they're going to grow up with issues. They're going to grow up to be womanizers, thinking that that is a cool thing, but it's not. They felt so neglected by their parents or mother, father, that they need to seek, attention from other women. And it's a lot deeper than that. They have trauma wounds, where they never felt the real love from their mother. But the beautiful thing is that God gets to heal all that. In my case, even though my mom is still alive and I love her, I still deal with her, issues right now. She has mental illness. She has schizophrenia. And even though I've been able to overcome, to live on my own, be a single mom now, I deal with my mom, not anymore on a daily basis because I live by myself, but it was a struggle to balance my life that I'm fighting for, to have peace, to be in God's will, to be in, doing his calling. And then when I visit my mom, it's chaotic and toxic, and, have to be very strong minded, and around family members that are believers in Christ, but they're not fully surrendered. You know what I mean? Because even though I consider myself fully surrendered, there's still areas that the Lord is working on me. So it doesn't mean that I'm better than them or better than anybody, but I am better than I was yesterday. And one thing I want to tell you as a single mom, you really have to get to the bottom of all the areas that you need to work on, okay? I'll give you some examples, as in waking up early with the Lord before your kids wake up, really having a good system in place before your kids come home from school or from their father's house. Like in my case, I pick up my kids. You really need to make sure that when you're around your kids, you give them the attention that they deserve, because they get to feel, the energy, because energy is everything. They need to see that you're happy, that you're really happy, okay, through Christ. And if you're going through a refining fire, like I have gone through a refining fire, you need to show, who are you praising? Are you praising the enemy with fear, or are you praising the Lord with praise and joy? Okay? Because one day your kids are going to grow up one day, and they will most likely be tested. And they need to see if you did it by praising the Lord and having the faith in the Lord, that they could overcome everything, okay? They need to know that you do not live in fear, okay? Do not live in fear. You have no idea how powerful that is when you live in fear. That's the reason why the Lord said that he did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. And if you really get this revelation that the Lord gave me, it really opened my eyes why we shouldn't live in fear. Fear is a powerful electromagnetic that you basically give out to the universe. And the Lord wants us to be like a child, meaning that we're supposed to trust in the situation, even though it may look uncertain. But when you believe in God, you are not living in fear. He's the one that carries the burdens. He's the one that's ahead of you, figuring out the battle for you. So if you think about it, while you are carrying that fear, it's like you're a God, because you're like afraid. You are basically trying to be in control. No, you are a child of God. You're supposed to submit yourself to the Lord and let him fight your battles. As a single mom, you really need to learn that. And I am here for you. Okay? God bless you. I am here for you. If you have any questions, like I said, I am a kingdom mindset coach. My brand is very universal. It's thy kingdom come, which means that wherever you go, you take the kingdom with you. Okay? I want you to know that the Lord has a victory already in your problems. They're not your problems, they're his problems, as long as you surrender and give it to him. If you're going through a divorce, I am here for you. If you feel lonely, that people will judge you because you're a single mom and you don't want to be stereotyped, there's a way to overcome that, okay? God bless you, and I will talk to you soon.